parents had no interest in us being in entertainment. So they would bring us and we would go to these auditions and they come up last minute, as you guys know. We'd rush up here after school and they really kind of were looking for us to maybe do a commercial here and there. If we got lucky and did a big commercial, we might be able to pay for college. Mm-hmm. And then it was 1988 and there was a writer's strike and there was no work. And this audition for this show called Life and Stuff came up. And my parents said, absolutely not. We don't want anything long-term, because my mom was a nurse and a college professor, and my dad was a jeweler and ran his own store with his parents. So this audition came up and they said no. And then they were like, well, he'll never get it. Michael hasn't done anything. It's like one of his first auditions and they want somebody with experience, but he looks a lot like the description of the character in The Star. Would you just take him for the experience? And 9 years later, it was a life-changing experience for everybody.
Wow.
So talk about your audition for Roseanne.
Yeah.
And how she reacted.
So I met Roseanne on the second audition. There was 7 auditions spanning 6 months. So it was it was tens of thousands of people auditioned for this role. And I've heard names like Macaulay Culkin and Matthew Lawrence, and we've been competing against each other for years. And but they come from entertainment families. Mm-hmm. I come from just kind of an all-American kind of immigrant and all-American story. Mm-hmm. The second audition, I met Roseanne, and she said, tell me a joke. And we at home made up jokes all the time because my 2 cousins lived with us when I was younger. And I was like, sure. What I didn't know is all of the professional child actors were saying things to her like, I'm not prepared for that, or no one told me to have a joke. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Why did the turtle cross the road? And she's like, why? I said, Chicken's Day Off. And look, that's pretty good material for like a 6-year-old.
That's a strong, 30 seconds, yeah.
So, and she championed you. You really impressed her.
That started kind of a real like mother-son relationship. Wow. She championed me through that process, and I kind of championed her through the 9 years of the show and all the way through the reboot. It was one of those things where I think she saw a real person in a business that was pretty chaotic. She saw somebody who kind of could withstand some of the chaos and wasn't afraid of people being loud, or understood that what we were building was something amazing, but that there needed to be a realness to it. Mm. And so you'll see her, there's a lot of scenes that, I think the audience can see of her and I hugging each other and holding on to each other. It's a little different because like some of the times you see me leaning on her hip, I'm moving her into her light. So I was the support structure. There are times where she's leaning in and she's
That's so funny.
Giving me a hug and saying, what's my line? And I was like, because I would memorize, when I first started, I couldn't read. So I had to memorize the whole script in order to be kind of up on what was going on.
Okay.
And our love, I mean, people can see it in the clips, is like, it's real. And we were very honest with each other all the way through. And the expectation was you were going to say the hard truth and have high expectations for each other.